Welcome back, everyone. In this review, we're going to be going over belts. Now, anybody who's carried for a long period of time, I've been carrying for about 15 years now, give or take, pretty much every single day. One thing you know is that, especially with guns that weigh more than, say, 20 ounces, a good belt really, really helps. And for anything larger than that, really, it's a necessity. If not, you're going to have your pants sagging down. It's going to look ugly. It's going to be uncomfortable. So, gun belt is extremely important. We got two belts in here from Hanks. We're going to take a look at those coming up next. The folks over at Hanks sent out two different belts for this review, and they're at two different price points, and as you can see, sort of two levels of refinement. So what we'll do here is just take them one at a time. We'll move this one off to the side and take a look at their most common one, and the one that my guess is the majority of this audience is going to be looking at, and that is the Hanks Amish Belt, a 1.5 inch that you see here. As you can see, it's starting to take a curve there because I wear this belt pretty much every day when I'm not at work and running around the house or to the store and stuff. You can see there it's starting to get some marks on it. Just good, honest wear. Generally, those are going to be where my actual clips for my holsters are going in there. And but you can see it's holding up very well. I've had this one now for about 5 months, and done a lot of carrying with it, and a lot of wearing of it, and as you can see, it's still holding up just fine. Now, a few specs on this. Obviously, it's a 1.5 inch width there, so it's going to fit in most pants out there. Unless you're wearing like your sister's jeans or something like that, it will probably fit in your pants. Made 100% in the USA. It's made of full grain leather. And the screws here, this is actually something I really like. It uses, I believe these are called Chicago style screws. I could very well be wrong on that. Don't quote me. But the screws here are what holds it in place, and they're locked in there with some sort of Loctite because they're not going to pop out or anything like that. But if you want to replace your belt buckle, I know some of you guys like to have your own little custom buckles, you can just unscrew them, then put them back in. If you do that, I recommend putting some blue Loctite in there to hold them in. But you can do that, and without issue and without penalty. So if that's something you're into, it's definitely kind of an added bonus. The Amish belt that we just took a look at is $39. One of the reasons it's the most popular belt they sell. For $39, it's rugged, it's durable, and it holds up well. Carries your gun well without a lot of drooping of the pants, etc. But this is their top of the line one right here. This is the Premier Double Leather English Bridle Belt. This one here happens to be an Oakwood Brown. That's the color of it. But it's also available in what they call Bristol Black. Just like the other one you just saw, this one is 1.5 inches wide as well, but as you can see, it's actually two pieces of leather sewn together. And you can see the stitching there is flawless. Absolutely no imperfections at all in the stitching all the way across. Again, I've been wearing these belts for several months now, and you can see there is some wear to it, which is just to be expected. It has the same kind of removable belt buckle system as the one you just took a look at there. So again, if you want to replace it out with yours buckle of choice, you can certainly do that. And you'll see there as it wears, I kind of like these character marks as I call them, but that's where my holster is generally clipped in there. So you can see there's some marks on that, but it's holding up just fine all in all. Again, the stitching goes all the way around. Very, very nice detail on it. And a few of the specs on this one is that this one's also USA made. Double leather construction, as we just saw there, sewn together, and it feels very, very rugged and very durable. When I carried this, I've been carrying my Smith & Wesson 1911, so a little bit heavier gun that you guys have seen here, the SC. That's what I've been carrying this one. When I'm wearing this, that's what I'm carrying primarily, I should say. I like it for a little bit of a heavier gun if you're carrying, a shield or something like that. This may be a bit of overkill. Of course, it's not going to hurt, but certainly not necessary. But that double stitching definitely helps when you're carrying a heavy gun like that. This one here is tanned with vegetable oil, not like your garden grocery store vegetable oil, but specific tanning vegetable oil. So that way, over the years, for those of you that are familiar with that, it looks like it does now, and apparently in time it gets darker, a little bit darker over the years. And speaking of over the years, this belt is guaranteed against all defects, whether it breaks or anything like that, for 20 years. I can't see that happening, but if it does, the warranty will cover it up. If you're looking for something that's a little bit dressier, I kind of think this might be the way to go. And if you just like rigid belts too, this is definitely the way to go. It's a little bit more expensive, obviously coming in at $95, but it's a nice option if you're looking for sort of a more premier belt kind of carry option. All in all, guys, I'm extremely happy with these belts. Like I said, I've had them for months, been wearing them. You guys have seen them in a myriad of videos because pretty much every range trip I've had this summer and this spring, I've had these belts on. So you've seen them in a ton of videos because I've been wearing them, like I said, pretty much every day. So plenty of use on these ones, plenty of experience with them, and without question, I recommend them. For most people, like I was talking about, the standard $39 belt will work just fine. I'd imagine even if you're carrying a little bit of a heavier gun, it'll still be just fine because, again, compared to most belts, it's still much thicker, much heavier duty, much more heavy duty, I should say. But you know, the Premier one's really nice as well. It just kind of depends what you're looking for. But if you guys have any questions about this review, anything else to talk about here on the channel, you can always post below in the comments section. You can also post over at my Facebook page as always. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing, and I hope to see you in the next video.